Hello, welcome to this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast. That'll be edited out when we put the audio version out, but I did extra for you guys watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. I've got Keith. I can't describe him any better than that. Hope you've all been having a lovely week. I'm stuck for intros this week, I'll be frank with you. So, yeah, it's Keith. He's big and he's round. And, yeah.
It's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week. I've not been well this week. I was off on Monday and Friday. I tried desperately to keep my shit together through the rest of the week, but it didn't work and everyone was telling me to go home.
Me neither. I was unwell towards the end of the week, and I'm desperately trying to recover because I go away for a couple of days tomorrow, and yeah. So I think we've both been in the wars a bit, but it's an interesting week this week. Definitely got some news stories to get into this week. So yeah. It's definitely been an interesting week.
It has been, and it's a weird one. Trailer-wise, there's been nothing on because of all the game stuff coming out. So we got a game trailer to look at rather than a normal film trailer. But yeah, there was two bits of news actually. One that I hope doesn't set Keith off like it did last week.
I'm still angry about it. I think it all came out last week because of all the shows that got ruined. All these shows that I've loved for so long, and I was so looking forward to one of my favourites coming back. And look, we'll talk about this in the news. But I actually this week I'm proud to be a fan, and yeah, we'll get into that in there. But it's there is some light at the end of the tunnel in certain things. There's a few series coming back, which I'm looking forward to, which are definitely coming back because we've had trailers and so forth for them. So no, it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom. So
yeah, true. So let's start off with our first story, shall we?
Yeah.
I think press the wrong button there.
My name is Jeff.
Fans of Slow Horses have barely had time to finish one season before Apple TV starts teasing the next. And that's exactly what's happening here. The first look images from season 6 have been released, giving viewers another glimpse into the dysfunctional spies of Slough House. The photos showcase the return of Gary Oldman's gloriously scruffy Jackson Lamb alongside the rest of the team. As the acclaimed espionage drama continues its remarkably consistent run. With season 5 still fresh in viewers' minds, the images offer a reminder that Slow Horses has become one of television's most reliable success stories, quietly building a reputation. It's one of the best spice shows of the modern era.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Good. So we've got Jackson Lamb and River. What else we got here? I fucking love Jackson Lamb. I actually like Diane. What's her name?
Lady Di, as she's referred to. I mean, she's now first chair. I think this is where River, or at least his family, begin to take centre stage because we know that River's dad is coming back. So what's his face as Hugo Weaving as River's dad is coming back because we saw him in the trailer that we got at the end of the last season. I love the fact that we get this every year.
Yeah.
They make this like a traditional drama. Like, when the BBC dramas were popular, you get a season a year. I mean, I don't know why they've taken 2 years to make another one, but we've got that in the news and we'll talk about it in a minute. But I like the fact that we get this every year and it is consistently good.
Yeah, it is.
I think whilst we follow the other characters, it is more, I think, focusing back on River again. I certainly know that's kind of the direction the book's going. obviously it's going to be a slightly different dynamic now because Lady Diana's got her way.
Yeah.
And she is now first chair.
Yeah.
But we had a few sort of hangovers left from last season. She had to obviously utilize people that she didn't want to, so she's going to owe a few favors.
Yeah.
So that's going to come back up because I mean you had those few scenes that didn't really have a lot of payoff in season 5. So I suspect we're going to see some of that in season 6. I love this show. I genuinely look forward to it every Friday when it's on. It makes me laugh. It's good drama. Yeah. But none of them have been killed the last season, so we're due another death.
No. Well, no, what's so much exited? So we did lose a character.
Who?
Louisa.
Ah, yeah. Well, she exited, but she might be back.
Yeah. Well, it's. I like it. It's good. It's entertaining. There is the whole. There's a story. There are a couple of stories between River's granddad. Sorry. What's the actor's name? Richard. What's his name? Richard.
I can't remember. I just remember him being the James Bond baddie in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah. So there's the story between. There's the story between him. There's two stories between him and Jackson Lamb. So Jackson Lamb in the previous one told a story about how an agent was caught. Yeah, and he was the one running that agent. Yeah, and he was the agent that was caught, and that's why he's got scars and stuff on his feet. That's why he fucking hates him. Yeah, and the fact that he got away from them too that's why he's a fucking legend because he managed to get past the Stasi. Yeah, so he managed to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, and at the same time too, he also took out what was his name? Charles Pardon, which we found out about. So we've got that. Plus, River's granddad knows other secrets, and he is suffering from dementia, which means that more than likely he's going to start spilling a few secrets here and there, which is going to make things interesting. Then you got River's actual dad. Yeah, that's going to be fun to deal with, if that makes any sense when we get there. But I think we're looking for something quite interesting. So yeah.
Yep. It's going to be an interesting season. I enjoyed season 5 because it was more focused on what's his face, Roddy, wasn't it? Which I kind of enjoyed. The bit where the dude gets killed because the psychopath manages to have a series of unfortunate events that end in the death. That's and it's just like because River's so traumatized from before, and it's just like they're covered in paint, and just that whole scene was brilliantly done. Brilliantly done. So yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
It's weird because you had Nick Mohammed in that, and I really thought that Nick Mohammed's character was going to have something a bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I don't know why I didn't spot that at the beginning, Keith. Seriously, before we started, there was the opportunity to catch that, but hey. So anyway, going back, it's going to be a bitch just when I go and run the audio on it because it won't be quite right. So sorry, I was using the wrong microphone, people. That's why all of a sudden the quality just upped. Yeah, I do love it. It's a good series. Can't wait for it. And are they running out of books? Is my worry.
No, there's 9. So we've got another 3 seasons, and I think there's a 10th on the way. There's 9 books. I got to say, the only reason I notice is a slight echo involved. That whatever microphone you're running through before is actually quite good quality. It's quite a good quality mic.
Okay.
You can hear the difference, but that is actually quite a good one. I started hearing a slight echo, and I went, "Hang on, that's not normal." No, I'm looking forward to this, and September, brilliant. It's back in time, really good.
It is. What do you call it? It is. It's quality TV, and it's you're right.
Yes.
It's made like old school TV, and that's probably why. And it's one of Apple's, that and Ted Lasso, without a doubt. You can argue the others, but those two series can't really argue
I
over.
think those are the most far-reaching. I think some of the other things that I enjoy there are a bit more niche. I don't know who's watching Star City at the moment, but I'm quite enjoying it. I did not enjoy For All Mankind season 5. I thought that was a massive letdown when you compare it against all the other seasons before. So I wasn't impressed with that, I have to admit. We've got what's its face, the sort of alternative universe realities thing coming back soon.
Dark Matters.
Dark Matter, I couldn't remember the name of it. That's coming back.
Okay.
I'm cautiously looking forward to that. We'll get Foundation when we get Foundation. I think that'll be a couple of years off, knowing the way they take to make that. But you know, again, there's a few things in the pipeline that are promising that I'm looking forward to. So yeah.
Well, let's move on to our next.
Hans Briggs! Oh no!
One of the biggest surprises in TV hits recently is officially returning. Fans first look at Ludwig season 2. The BBC has released new images of the upcoming season, offering a glimpse of David Mitchell's unlikely detective John Ludwig Taylor as he finds himself drawn into another mystery. After becoming one of the BBC's breakout successes, the comedy drama is back with higher than normal expectations. A larger audience and the challenges of proving that lightning can strike twice. If season 1 was a sleeper hit that nobody saw coming, season 2 arrives with everybody paying attention. Oh my god, this was supposed to come out like August last year.
This was, I mean, the thing was, this was out in 2024, and we loved this. In fact, I recently rewatched the whole lot because I didn't have anything else better to watch, and I loved it all over again. They've got rid of the English lad is now a huge star in something called The Pit in the US, so he won't be back yet. The young sort of sergeant, and they got rid of the bird because she was really annoying.
Okay.
She was actually, if you go back and watch it, she is the most annoying character in it. She's just not likable, and I think they got rid of her because she was not likable. The young lad can't come back because he's made it in the US, and he's in the pit. But I really liked, this is the one good BBC drama in God knows how many years, and I loved this. And I'd like to see, hopefully season 2 is just as good. And if it is, I'd like to see a season 3. But as we'll get into some other conversations later on, not enough to save the BBC. But I did love this. Whoever makes this, because it's not the BBC themselves, they commission this off of somebody to go. Hopefully, when the BBC dies, because it's going to make this for a streaming.
It's good. I think David Mitchell kind of carries a good chunk of this. I know that the wife, I can't remember her name now.
Anna Maxwell is the actress. She's Lucy.
The wife helps, and she was great in a TV show called Motherland. If you ever watched Motherland,
yes, she's in Star City as like the real fucking nasty communist security. She's head of security at Star City. She is fucking nasty piece of work. She's great at it.
Yeah, she is in Mother. It was great because in Motherland, you got the guy who was in Utopia, and Halloween. There was a reference to Utopia in Motherland, which I thought was, because I saw it. It was like kind of you're dressed up as Mr. Rabbit, which I thought was quite funny considering that he was in that, and he's got one of the beginning of season 2, he has one of the most shocking but funny in the most dark way intros he really has, where he's in the office and he kills the office manager, and it's just the way he's like the office manager slits his throat and the guy's like stumbling around, and then he's like, kind of, hang on a second, gets a fire extinguisher and caves his head with the fire extinguisher, and then turns around and goes, I don't think we can make it look like suicide. It's the way he does it, because he comes across as like so earnest about it. It's like, you've just murdered someone, for fuck's sake. But yeah, Ludwig, great TV show. For the American listeners and whatnot, if you can find a way of watching it, watch it, because it is really good. It's really entertaining. It's I would describe it as it's kind of like Mystery Box, but there's something in the box, and it's a murder.
It's a good murder mystery. It's a whodunit every week, but with a bit of a twist, and it's old school BBC drama. It's what BBC used to be good at 20 years ago.
It's the closest thing I can think of is Jonathan Creek.
Yeah.
It's closest to Jonathan Creek than anything else TV wise, but it's funnier. Yeah, because David Mitchell is just much, much, much better as a kind of fish out of water sort of person. And I'm looking forward to it coming back. And you know what? I think I might drop it into the trailers and we'll watch the trailer for it when we get a chance. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's do our next story.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I pressed the article. The future of James Bond remains one of the biggest unanswered questions in Hollywood. But according to Amazon MGM studio executives, the goal is clear. Make 007 feel relevant for a new generation. Sounds like made for modern audiences, which makes me worry. Speaking about future franchise, Amazon MGM executives have discussed their plans for James Bond's next chapter, emphasizing the importance of maintaining the character's cultural relevance whilst respecting the legacy that made the spy one of cinema's most enduring icons. This statement sounds sensible on paper. The challenge, however, is making Bond relevant. It's exactly the sort of phrase that tends to make Bond fans nervous. Or
it says modern audiences in. It does say modern audience in the headline there. Now, this is what occurred to me this week, and it's funny the timing of this story. And Amazon, whatever PR company you're using, you really, really need to fire them and do it now. Because the two biggest, and do you know what the two biggest MGM sort of franchises are? The biggest, like they're the ones that made the most money.
Go on and tell me.
Bond and Stargate.
Okay.
And you know, after I got over my whole, because I'm fed up of fans being seen as bad guys, you know, we don't think this is going to appeal to a broad enough audience. It got me suddenly thinking, if that's the way they're thinking, what the fuck are they going to do with Bond? And you get this. Now, I don't know how many... The definition of stupid is repeating the same mistake over and over again. Now,
and expecting different results.
Yeah. Marvel decided to after Endgame, start making movies for the modern audience, and it's utterly failed. New Trek, Kurtzman, came out and started making Star Trek for a modern audience, and it's failed. Doctor Who, after, or arguably during the Moffat era, started making Doctor Who for a modern audience, and it's failed. Catherine Kennedy came out with Star Wars for a modern audience, and it's failed. This modern audience that are in these people's brains does not exist. And don't take my word for it. You just look at these franchises. So when I saw this story, I just went, seriously? I don't know who... Either these studios hate their customers that much that they don't care, or they are all stupid to the point that it is beyond incompetence, and they deserve what they're about to reap. Because if you make Bond for the modern audience that all these other shows were made for, it will fail. And it will not just fail, it will be the biggest failure in history. Because unlike Stargate, Star Trek, Star Wars, which have devoted large fan bases, Star Wars fans are a certain breed. Star Trek fans are a certain breed. Stargate, less so, funny enough, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But those shows, Bond appeals to everyone. And you fuck this one up, that's it. It's not going to be the likes of you and me on the internet that make podcasts and passionately talk about the things we love. This will be normies. And when normies don't turn up to this shit, and you're going to have destroyed not one of MGM's biggest, but both of them. Well done, Amazon. Well done. And the only thing I can say to it, if by chance, and hashtag save Stargate, I just want to put that in there, and you need to put that in the description of this video because we need to get that out there. Hashtag save Stargate.
Why did you not tell me what I was putting the description in?
I just suddenly remembered. You can edit it afterwards. If by any chance anyone from Amazon is listening, or you know anybody at Amazon, pay attention. You have an opportunity right now. It's finite. It's finite and it's disappearing. You have an opportunity to win back the fans, to win back fandom. We'll talk more about how you can do that, but do not screw up Bond. It's not difficult to make a good James Bond film. It's one of the easiest things in the world. You find the sexiest women out there. What's Sydney Sweeney right now would be a good choice. You stick her in a bikini. You have her coming out the ocean, right? And you have a good-looking guy play Bond. That's it, right? And you have characters like M in there and all the others. And you just make a Bond film. Do not make a political film. Do not make it about identity politics. That shit should be so far away from it. It shouldn't even see each other. Just do that and fire whatever fucking PR company that is currently advising you, because trust me, they are doing a shit job. Because what we'll talk about in a minute will show how much of a shit job they're doing. Whoever is advising you, and whilst you're at it, those two new fucking fellas you got in, fire their asses as well. Because whoever put this story out, especially this week, is a moron.
Anything else you want to add?
Fuck you, Amazon.
Don't forget if Rocky is in there, by the way.
But it's not the biggest money. Stargate.
It's the second biggest. It's the second
Arguably,
biggest.
Bond's bigger.
Bond's number one. Then it's Rocky.
And Stargate, from a TV point of view, Stargate made huge amounts of money back in the day with syndication and everything else.
Yeah, but it's not up there at the moment. It's James Bond, Rocky, Creed, Pink Panther. Believe it or not. Then Silence of the Lambs, Rain Man.
Look at their TV. I think Stargate's top.
And then it's Handmaid's Tale and Survivor.
Well, okay. Well,
Survivor makes more sense than Handmaid's Tale, I'll be honest with you.
I think that's under current. Is that current? Because it depends on how you look at the figures. No,
well, maybe it's because it's not adjusted for inflationary costs. So it's one of the more recognisable IPs, I'd say. So
Stargate's meant to be one of their biggest. I thought, I from what I read, it was.
You have to remember that they
don't
own the first 5 seasons of Stargate. You know that, don't you? That's owned by Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
But
as an IP now, it's interesting. We'll talk about it in a minute. We'll get into that
not Sci-Fi. It's owned by Showtime.
Well, ironically, Netflix is streaming SG1 here at the moment.
Yeah, I know they are here too. I've started watching it on there because I don't have to watch the adverts from Now TV, which I'm not happy with. But yeah, let's do our next.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
If there's any doubt ever about how passionate Stargate fan base remains, this latest series should put that to rest. Following the collapse of Martin Giro's proposed Stargate revival at Amgen MGM Studios, a group of dedicated fans have launched and organised a campaign aimed at convincing Amazon to bring the franchise back. According to the Radio Times, the effort goes beyond a simple online position, with supporters attempting to demonstrate that Stargate remains a viable and valuable science fiction property despite being absent from TV for more than 15 years. It's the latest chapter in what has become one of television's longest-running fan campaigns.
It's huge.
So I know,
it's
but here's
huge.
the problem. If Amazon don't do it, I think they're looking at Netflix.
I know.
I don't want Netflix to fucking redo it because that will be worse. I want them to just listen to Martin. Martin's good boy. Yeah, him and Joseph Maluzzi, whatever his name is, I like. Yeah, they're good people. When it comes to TV, they've given me hundreds of hours of entertainment from the stuff that they put together. And I don't know why.
I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing, right? There's a lot that's come out this week. And Gateworld, I mean, this article's talking about the Popcast brothers, but they're in close cahoots with Gateworld, who is also organising, a lot of events. And it's amazing how quickly a fan base has become, sort of geared up and organised. And loud. I mean, hashtag Save Stargate is one of the trending things on a lot of places at the moment. That's why I want it in this video as well. It makes me proud to be a fan because, again, and the amount of videos that have shown up in my YouTube feed from just normal people going, what the fuck are you doing, Amazon? And the amount of information that's now beginning to trickle out about this, and I mean, what's his face? The guy that played Daniel Jackson. By God, he won't shut up, which is great. Michael Shanks, just go for it, my friend. But the interesting thing is, the reason that this potentially got cancelled was the people that originally supported this, the execs that originally supported this, left. And they were replaced by, ironically, people from Netflix. And these people are not fans of the thing. And that's partly why they cancelled it. They also, rumour, started wanting it to be, because, if you translate what they didn't think it was going to be a broad enough, they didn't think it was going to appeal to a modern audience. That is what it basically, and apparently, what's-his-face would not budge, would not add the things that he was being asked to do, and that's why it got cancelled. That actually gives me hope. If it does go to Netflix, he is not going to budge. He'd rather see it die than budge on this, and that is apparently why. Now, there is a slim possibility with the way this is geared up and the amount of people that are talking about this online and the backlash that Amazon has had, and the fact that this is on the Radio Times, the fact that this is on mainstream media everywhere. I mean, mainstream media are talking about this, right? Which is the first time I've seen this in a very long while. I mean, we did not get this for The Expanse, right? We did not get this for The Expanse. We didn't get this for a lot of things. This has been on mainstream media. That's how big it is. I mean, so there is a small possibility here. But again, Amazon have said nothing. In the 9 days, and I think we're on day 11 now, in 11 days, Amazon haven't put out a statement. Nothing. So again, the PR firm that is advising you right now is fucking rubbish. And you need to fire them. And you need to get a PR firm that gets on top of this. Because right now, Amazon, you look fucking stupid. And you are in danger of you can make money here. We know appealing to your fan base works. Getting somebody who loves the IP that they're making works. Amazon, you've got the fucking figures for Picard season 3. You know the appeal. So again, what are you doing? It's the definition of stupid. But this one might have legs.
I don't know. I don't know when it comes to this. I'll be honest with you. And part of me is like, maybe it would be better off just sticking with what we got rather than having someone go, let's change this for modern audiences.
But I don't think he was going to budge on that, and that's what happened. So I think if Amazon are stupid enough not to reverse this, which, let's face it, they might be, and, when they ruin Bond, which, if they're not careful, they will, and they have egg on their face like every other fucking studio out there right now, and Netflix if Netflix do decide to pick this up, and I've heard those same rumours, I suspect he isn't going to budge there. He's not going to compromise. He wants to make a show. And the way this was done, Gareth, that they did the Picard season 3 model, right? They announced this on Gateworld. They announced this to the fans, right? Amazon, you had so much goodwill. Right, and this is the thing, right? This whole thing about appealing to a broad range of people. No, you don't. You build on appealing to a smaller range of people. You build on that. Because when you have those people going, Amazon are great, they care about the fans. They really do. Forget about your Lord of the Rings thing. That will be forgotten, because if you start making shows for fans that fans want, made by people that care, you will fast become the best streaming service out there. It's not rocket science. And you have the evidence out there. The proof is there. This decision is so monumentally dumb. But there is an opportunity here. Reverse it. You watch how quickly you reverse this now, and you make a season of this show. You put a statement out this week, right? Going, we've heard you. We're going to make a season. We're going to see how it goes, right? We're not promising anything beyond a season.
Pilot. Make a pilot. That's it. That's what they used to do in TV. Make a pilot, yeah? You sit there and say, right, okay, Martin, you do it your way. We'll do it our way. We'll see who watches it. That's it. We know who's going to watch it.
Yeah, the thing is, with pilots, they used to be not that expensive because they were made in the US. This thing was being filmed in Britain. This was going to be... I mean, let's face it wasn't going to be cheap. It was being shot at bloody Pinewood. Actually, no, I think it was being shot near you at Shepperton, because it was being shot there. But I think at the moment Amazon have got a prime opportunity to actually win back some, to turn this around. You don't have to promise anything more than a season. Make a season, see how it goes, right? See if you get the Picard season 3 effect. Get Martin, what's-his-face, out there on all the YouTube channels, just like they did with Terry Matthias. Get him out there, right? You watch what will happen. Because what will happen is fans of the show and non-fans of the show will see something. And then you pick something else and you bring that back. You put out a really good Bond movie. You let Denis Villeneuve make the fucking Bond film that he clearly wants to make. By God. You get a good Bond film. You get a good thing. Suddenly, you're the studio that people are talking about. It's not fucking difficult. Get in front of this. Remove the people that are making this decision out of pure hate, because that's what it feels like. It feels like hate. It feels like so many other Hollywood execs right now that just hate. And that's why they're failing, because they can't get past their own hatred. They don't like their customers. Well, Amazon... Look at Paramount. Look at Disney. Look at all of these other. Look at the BBC with Doctor Who right now. Look at them all. They're all failed. Why? Because the people in charge don't like their customers, and this is what happens. It's not rocket science. Learn from it.
So the thing that kind of bothers me is that you've bought Amazon MGM, you've got this inbuilt audience, yeah, and instead of mining the inbuilt audience for what they're worth and getting your money out of them, you're not. Yeah, you're really not, and that's the bit that doesn't get me. It's like kind of you make it good, yeah, and you know that when nerds find something good, they can't stop talking about it. Really, seriously, yeah. And they can't stop talking about it, and they will just go on and on and on and on. All right, fine, I'll fucking watch. Oh, I see, I quite like this. And it's more. It is. Don't take this the wrong way, Stargate fans. It is more normie than Star Trek.
But that's no bad thing. And this is why I think it is more normie. And I loved it. I'm a huge Stargate fan. Right? It is a bit more normie, but that's not a bad thing because the fans are louder. And seriously, I am slightly surprised by how loud they have been this week. And it's interesting because if it's true that Amazon get a lot of this from like AI generated things, that's all going to be hitting them next week. Mm-hmm. All of that information from this week is going to be hitting them next week. So, you know, for all I know, somebody from Amazon might watch this. And yeah, I've been very rude. And I was very angry last week. And I still am angry by this. But seriously, I'm trying to be positive. You have an opportunity. Do the Picard season 3. Because as my very learned friend has just pointed out, and he's bang on the fucking money, when we like something, we don't stop talking about it. And Picard season 3 was a perfect fucking example of that. It started out really low. Everybody hated it. And boom, look, it went through the roof. Now, Alex Kurtzman and his stupid ego couldn't cope with that. And they fucking squandered that. Amazon, dare to be different. Do something different. Bank on it. It's not hard. And anybody that doesn't agree with you, fire them because they're wrong. And if these two execs are the ones that are driving this, get rid of them. Be different from Netflix. Do something different. Build on it. That $1 billion that you've wasted on Lord of the Rings and pissed it all away by stupid decisions, you can make that back. You can. All you have to do is make decent stuff. Make it for the fans. Make it for those people. And people will talk. We will not stop talking about it. It will drive you. And because Stargate is more normie than things like Star Trek, more people will watch. More people will subscribe. Because there'll be people like me and him and all the fucking geeks out there that won't stop talking about it because we love it. And if you watch back through our back catalogue, when we love something, we bang on about it a lot.
Yeah. I'd just like to point out that what I've seen from Michael Shanks, he seems very fucking angry about this.
Yeah, and I'm with him.
I've never seen him this angry. He looks like, and he's like, angry old man, get off my fucking lawn and make me move.
Because I think he can see, because I don't think he lives in California. It certainly doesn't seem to be in the Californian bubble like a lot of these other people. It's the incompetency of the decision. It's the lack of sense here, and the fact I cannot believe they haven't put out a statement. I mean, again, with my leadership brain on, I tell you what, if I was in a leadership meeting right now, I'd be looking at the marketing department going, what? If you hadn't put out a statement for that, my brain would not get right. I would be screaming at people. Well, I wouldn't be screaming, but I would be calling HR going, fire these people. Because they're clearly incompetent. This is... It's beyond stupid.
Yeah.
You have... These are normal people talking about this show. These are not uber Star Wars geeks locked away in their mum's bedroom, mum's sort of basement. These are normal people. The amount of videos that I've seen from perfectly normal going people who've never made a video before in their lives, I put out a video this week going, what the fuck? This is the broad appeal, you bloody idiots. Now reverse the decision and get what's his face out there talking. Do it. Get him on the podcast. Get him on Gateworld. Do it now. Anyway, I've said my piece and I've been passionate this week and not ranty too much.
Okay. Okay.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
After years of rumours, false starts, and fans asking whether it would happen or not, it sounds like 24 Jump Street might finally be moving again. According to Variety, both Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are actively developing a new entry to the Jump Street franchise. The project appears to be back on the table after spending years stuck in development limbo following the enormous success of 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. For a comedy sequel that many people have quietly given up on ever seeing, this might be one of the more unexpected franchise updates of the year. And I've got some notes here. And one of the notes was the Men in Black crossover.
That was rumoured.
So
We talked about that I think we even covered a story about it. That they were talking about it.
So they were planning on doing a Men in Black crossover.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I still think the best crossover opportunity, if they don't take it, is Transformers, Fast and Furious. Come on.
Transformers and G.I. Joe at one point, weren't they, or something along
Well,
those
they
lines,
were
but yeah.
going to, and I don't know what happened with that, but Transformers and Fast and Furious works the best because you can picture Optimus Prime at the end with Dominic Toretto going, "It's all about family," and the big like giant robot fist bump. You can see that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You can see that happening now. I want that to happen. Make it happen. Someone, somewhere, make that happen. And it'd be great. You have Dominic Toretto getting Optimus Prime. I don't usually drive trucks, but I'll see what I can do this time.
I was quite a big fan of the Jump Street movies. I mean, we have one of the funny things. My name is Jeff. From those films. I mean, I love them. Actually, I quite enjoyed those films. I'm quite happy. I think in the age of like remakes, reboots, and creative bankruptcy that Hollywood is currently in, if you at least make something that people actually genuinely like, and these were movies that people genuinely liked, so it's. I'm kind of glad about this. I enjoy these films. They make me laugh, and we need that.
Yeah, I know we do. I know Scary Movie came out, but I kind of missed the mark, shall we say?
I never really found the Scary Movie franchise that funny. I think they were more made for an American audience, shall I say?
A modern American audience.
Look, there are certain things like, you know, Saturday Night Live does really, really well in the US, and I don't get it. Because I think there is... The only things that I ever find amusing on Saturday Night Live is when the two sort of hosts give themselves jokes, which usually work out to be quite funny. And, like, I think they have one or two sketches every year that turn out to be quite amusing. The rest is never funny, but loads of people love it. I get that. It's like a lot of British humour does not translate to America, so it stands to reason that a lot of American humour does not translate to it. I get it. It's fine. The Scary Movies, for me, are one of those things, whereas these were broad appeal.
It's still better than German humour. And that's no laughing matter, okay?
You were going there.
I was going there with German humour. It's the German humour joke I know. We need some comedies, and I think comedies can work. I like Naked Gun. Wasn't great, but it was enough to make me go, I like that. Yeah, with Liam Neeson. They had some good gags in there. It wasn't necessarily the best comedy, but it felt like someone was trying, if that makes any sense. And I really appreciate the fact. And it, as I said, it had some bits in there that I did find ridiculously good, and some other bits were like didn't quite hit the mark. And Pamela Anderson was actually quite funny in it too, which I also enjoyed. Hopefully, I'll make another one of them, get the comedy a bit better. But yeah, we need more comedies. Hollywood spent so much money on giant spectacles that cost $250 million that need to make $600 million at the box office. Comedies don't need that half as much. They don't even need half as much money to work. Yeah, they're cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper. The problem is that everyone is so shit scared of offending people. Offend them. And you go, you offended, good. Can you just keep advertising our film online with all your kind of pretentious nonsense, please? Because we like that. Because that works too. And they need to get rid of kind of any sensitivity reader in a comedy. Fuck off. There's the door.
I mean, as we've spoken to before, this modern audience doesn't exist. And what's more, people are done with it. People are done with you repeatedly trying to make movies for people where you don't offend people. People don't care. What you see online is just noise. It's 2 or 3 people being very, very loud. If you offend somebody, get identity politics out of entertainment. It's not difficult, and just start making stories again. Start telling stories. Stop worrying about all this bullshit. You know, we're going in the right direction. Human beings are mostly decent people these days. You know, yes, okay, there's a lot of shit going on in the world at the moment, and there's political things and people that are politically amped, but it's stuff like identity politics in entertainment that actually keeps this going. Right? We can't escape it, and we want to. And when we escape it, actually people chill out more. And you might find the world is less politically charged. I mean, it's not, again, this is not fucking rocket science. Just get it out of entertainment. I want to see decent stories again. I want to see good Star Trek. I want to see good... I don't want a lot, but
you know what I want?
like
do you know what I want? I want a creative industry that's not afraid to be creative.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you can look at Stargate, and you can look at comedies, and you can look at all these other things, yeah. And there is the stuff that they've deemed acceptable, which isn't the same as what society deems acceptable. They need to go away, let these people do their things. They'll make mistakes. They will offend people. It doesn't fucking matter. Get over it. Yeah, it can't not happen. It's not like health and safety. Yeah, this is opinions, and if people have different opinions to what you put out, that's fine. It's like the whole Homelander thing. Yeah, with in The Boys. Yeah, Homelander and The Boys. Some people are like, kind of, he's got a point. And he's not wrong, and he's got a point. And Homelander is supposed to be Donald Trump, but it's not. It's Eric Kripke. Yeah, it's Eric Kripke and his fucking weak look on the world and not understanding. Well, hey guys, just wait fucking 4 years and it'll be gone. All right, that's it. That's why they have the term limits, you dumb fuck, and that's why you have elections, you dumb fucked. Yeah, and it's just like kind of. So you're not in China where it's like you get the leader and they stay and then they don't fucking leave, because that's stupid. Anyway, I just want things to be fun, and talking of things that aren't fun.
My name is Jeff.
I thought I'd put that on there just in case. This is a big one for Doctor Who fans, and not in a good way. The BBC has confirmed that there will be no Doctor Who Christmas special this year, ending a tradition that stretches all the way back to the modern era of the show. At the same time, returning showrunner Russell T Davies has announced that he's stepping away from the series again, leaving the BBC searching for the next creative team to lead the franchise. For a show that's been part of British television culture for more than 60 years, this feels like a routine production update, and it feels less like a routine update and more like a genuine crossroads moment. And it's, how can I put it? It's been cancelled.
Well, I called that like weeks ago.
It's been cancelled.
Just saying that I called this. This has had quite a lot of backlash, but for different reasons. Not because they've cancelled it, because they've lied. And this is going to be an interesting one. Because I'm wondering how long before somebody discovers that they can use the Freedom of Information Act to discover certain things within the BBC, which has been done before, because the BBC is publicly funded and therefore is, I believe, has to comply with certain requests under the Freedom of Information Act. As in, was there a script? Because most people said there was, except Russell T Davies said there never was. Murray Gold is on the record as saying that he has composed a score for it, and that there were multiple versions of the script, and several other people have done this. What's the truth, BBC? As a publicly funded organisation, you should not be lying. And this is, again, the reason why I mentioned it all the way down. It is time for the BBC to end. Because they are responsible for this. They are responsible for arguably the most egregious destruction of all the IPs that we talk about. If there is one thing that I wholeheartedly agree with Gary Beekler on, is this is the number one most egregious one. This is one of my favourite shows of all time. I love Doctor Who. I grew up with Doctor Who. I was over the moon when it came back in 2005. We have passionately talked about it over the years. There are episodes that we hate. There are episodes that we love. There's episodes that we disagree on. But overall, we loved Doctor Who. We were huge Doctor Who fans. We went to the cinema for the 50th. We did all sorts of things for this. And then somebody at the BBC decided to destroy it. And, you would have thought after the Chris Chibnall period, they would have learnt their lesson. But no, they doubled down on it to the point where they were too Disney for Disney. So even Disney cancelled it for being too freaking woke.
It's annoying because do you know who Toby Whitehouse is?
Yes.
So Toby Whitehouse wanted to take over before Chris Chibnall did. And he was he was like thrown to the side because I think he wanted a male doctor and pretty much the standard Doctor Who stuff, to the point that Neil Gaiman actually went to bat for him to turn around and say that he was mistreated.
But this is Piers Wagner for you. This is Piers Wagner, the man that says he doesn't see anything wrong with being white. Piers Wagner is one of the most biggest believers in identity politics going, and the BBC. I mean, there is no saving the BBC. They've employed too many people that are all of the same political mind. You only have to look at these journalists that have now left the BBC and are unbelievably biased. I mean, Andrew Marr, Emily Maitlis. You just look at these fucking them now, and some of the shit that they have said. It's just, and there are a lot of people like this at the BBC. The BBC does not make good drama anymore, and the head of BBC drama should have been fired, right? But I mean, you only have to. I mean, read Andy Willman's book about the time of making Top Gear, because it's very honest. And you just hear about Danny Cohen at the BBC, and you just go, how do these people stay in their jobs? Because they are incompetent to the point of ridiculousness. And this is Piers Wagner, as head of BBC Drama, that signed off on this. Now, don't get me wrong, Russell T Davies is culpable for most of this, but it should not just be him going. It should not just be him going.
Can I ask you something? No, Baby Reindeer.
Yes.
You know, in Baby Reindeer, they had the predatory gay TV exec.
Yes.
Do you think that was based on, say, Russell T Davies or someone like Russell T Davies?
Nobody would admit that. Knows. But it's funny because, he had this thing on Channel 4 called Tiptoe. And it was a gay drama. Surprise, surprise.
Oh no, not a gay drama from a old gay bitter TV writer.
And it is. And here's the thing. I want to say this because it ended this week on Channel 4, and I did not watch it because it's not my kind of TV that I'm interested in. I get that You know, he wrote things like Queer as Folk that was hugely popular amongst the gay community, and I get that, and I respect that. Actually, that was when Russell T Davies was capable of actually writing good drama. This depicted the final episode. Apparently, there was like all these people going, "Oh, it was shocking. I was really uncomfortable." Effectively, it has is his name David Morrissey, isn't he? The guy that was the doctor.
Yeah, and he was
as a supposed homophobe living next door to a gay man who hangs him in the middle of the street at the end of the season. And this was meant to be shocking TV that is close to reality.
We've never lynched. I'm trying to think if we've ever hung anyone.
There has been violence on gay people, but it not in recent times, and it's very rare.
Giving them a good kicking during the 80s. Skinheads would give anyone a good kicking during the 80s.
There has probably been some violence against certain trans people, but that's because the trans community has got certain people that are deplorable and are doing your cause no fucking help whatsoever, and you should absolutely denounce them, but you're not, so you know. But as a whole, I mean, yeah, the UK had a few riots last year, but that was more about race than it was homophobia. I'm sorry, I don't know anybody that would lynch a man in the middle of the street. Not even because they're that homophobic, because they don't want to go to jail. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that there was crime on you know, there was so much anger in the streets about certain racial things, and there's been sort of, you know, rioting recently, and I don't want to go hugely into it, but it's about, in the UK right now, it is definitely not about homosexuality.
Yeah. If you look at the crimes committed against homosexuals in the UK, maybe inconvenient for them to bring up, shall we say?
I mean, right now, you know, has it gone slightly the other way? Yeah, it has. And guess whose fault that is? It's Russell T Davies and people like him. And he was called out on this week. There was a very prominent gay person that basically said, do you know what, Russell? 15 years ago, we were accepted. We were to the point where we were boring. And that's where we wanted to be. And it was people like you that did this. So what you depict in this show, even though I don't agree with it and it doesn't feel like that, if it is happening, you are largely responsible for it. You want to be boring. You want to be at the point where you are as boring as a man and woman getting together, right? Which I'm sure is great for them and possibly great for their parents, but for most people, boring. And that's a good thing.
It's what I find funny is like kind of, it's always weird because we're in June, yeah, and I hate the fact that there should be Stonewall Day, and that should be, it shouldn't have a Pride Month, yeah, it shouldn't be done. Should be Stonewall Day, and that should be the celebration, and that kind of makes sense if you know the history behind it.
I think
this right. I don't want. This sounds really odd, yeah. I see it like this. I don't want to know what you get up to in the bedroom, and I don't want you knowing what I get up to in the bedroom. That's it. That's between me and another consenting adult, my wife. Mainly.
Unless it was a particularly good night and you were that good. No. But I know what you mean.
And I see that. I see it the same. I don't think it's. I think it's accepted, and it should just be. That's it. You're gay. Congratulations. You've got work to be doing. Come on.
I think there should be a Pride Day, because there are still places in the world where homosexuality is treated as crime, or they are, you know, especially in places like Russia and places like that, where they are definitely very much still persecuted. But I don't think we should have a Pride Month, because I don't think that does you any favors. Have a day where you shed light on all these places around the world that don't let you, because at the end of the day, right, I do believe, you know, I personally believe you should be free to love whoever you want, free from any persecution, right? I've got homosexual friends. I've got friends from all sorts of these. I've got L, B, G, and even T friends, right? And that's fine.
I'm going to throw a caveat in there, and it's the classic what you don't do in film and TV, and that's children and animals.
But that goes without saying. Although I do think we have to say it. It shouldn't have to. But that, you're right. But the problem is in Hollywood right now is, again, you insert these in there. You throw these things in there to the point where it doesn't feel real. It feels fake. You know, they made all that fucking fuss about Sulu being gay. And I get it. In Monday era, turning a character who was previously not gay really winds me up. But actually, if you're going to have gay people in shows, instead of highlighting it, like because you don't highlight heterosexual relationships, do it like that. Normalize it. But it doesn't feel normal because you take pre-existing characters that weren't and turn them into gay characters, and you have to have gay and all these type of characters in every single show right now, and they have to be center stage, and it simply doesn't exist. Like having to have a gay Klingon, that wasn't done for gay rights. That wasn't done for anything else other than going, we've got the first gay Klingon. But that didn't feel real. It didn't feel realistic because they set that race up that you know that person would have been killed, because that's what Klingons do. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to say it's right, but that's what would have happened.
Aggressively bisexual, I would have said. If you're going to
could have a gay captain, gay human captain. I'm fine with that. That could have worked.
Anyway, let's move on to our next story. Well, this is important to follow up to the headlines that have been flying around after reports suggesting Doctor Who was facing an uncertain future. Following the departure of Russell T Davies in the absence of Christmas special, Davies himself has pushed back against the growing narrative that the show has been cancelled. Speaking about the franchise's future, Davies has stressed that Doctor Who is not cancelled, or acknowledged that BBC is currently undertaking a formal tender process to determine whether the Who will produce future seasons of the program. In other words, the TARDIS isn't being parked permanently, but there are some major decisions. It's been fucking cancelled, and it's a good job. It's a good job. Yeah?
I can't see it coming back anytime soon.
It reminds me of that thing with The Simpsons. He's dead already. Stop. Yeah, you know.
Are they? I mean, Russell T Davies brought it back and then he ruined it. I mean, don't get me wrong. He didn't start the ruining. That was Chris Chibnall and the BBC themselves. But he put that fucking final nail in the coffin, and he did it for his own selfish reasons. When the person that ruined the show makes a better fucking 60th anniversary than the guy that was brought in to save it, supposedly, that says it all. I mean, I don't know what happened to Russell T Davies in the intervening years between when he first thing and when he came back, but he has turned into a bitter old gay man who is obsessed with his own himself and believes him to be right and the greatest thing and the most virtuous human being, because that's how he comes across in everything. He is so convinced by his righteousness that he hates anybody that disagrees with him. He can't take... If you disagree with Russell T Davies, you are a vile human being in his eyes. That's how he treats people now. The man is loony. And he is largely responsible for the death of who could have been brought back after Chibnall. It could have. Now, unless you write off these last few years and you redo Peter Capaldi, like regenerating into a new Doctor, and just wipe this out, this is one show I don't think you can bring back. I think there's too much apathy for it now. Even if you get the biggest Doctor Who fan to come back in, and the BBC just won't let it happen. The BBC cannot get out of its own way. I am now of the point where if I came back to the UK, I fucking refuse to pay for a TV license. I will not fund the BBC. The BBC do not have the right to exist anymore. They have lost that. They are too politically motivated. They are not a neutral organisation. Their journalists are not neutral for the most part. There are one or two, I believe, that are. What's the woman's name that does Antiques Roadshow and does Question Time?
Oh, no.
No, she is. She is still
No,
very.
she's
If you
not.
watch, she is.
No, she's fucking not. Not in a
Yeah,
fucking million years. You've not watched enough. No, sorry. You've got your head up your ass if you believe that.
No, because I've heard several people
firmly disagree with you on that. Yeah.
Which one? Are we
seriously-
talking about the same one?
Yeah, the one that does Antiques Roadshow. I can't remember. her
Fiona
bloody name.
Bruce.
Fiona Bruce. Not even fucking close.
She doesn't ever say in Question Time. You don't know what she thinks.
No. No. I've seen her have a go at the audience.
Okay.
I've seen clips of it. Every time she has a go at the audience, it becomes a clip and it makes its way around the YouTube. She's done it more than once. David Dimbleby never did what she did, and he was much better.
I'll give you that.
All right.
All right, fair enough.
no,
then the BBC have got no one. I don't think the BBC should exist
The
anymore.
last journalist that they had who was any good was Peter Sissons.
Yeah,
That's going back to like 2002.
I mean, I have an argument with my dad every now and then when I say I think the BBC need. I want the BBC to stay. Why? Because I don't want to watch TV with adverts. It's not enough reason to watch streaming service. I'm sorry. Look, I don't want to watch TV with ads. I hate adverts. But that's not enough of a reason to pay God knows how much money to keep the BBC around, because most of the people at the BBC don't hate me.
It's yeah, that's true.
Because I dare to disagree with them. And the stupid thing is that
you're more in line with them than most people I know.
But they still hate me.
One day I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine. Goodbye, Susan.
I thought that message won't work a little fucking better given everything that's going on. It's true, and he's the first fucking Doctor.
Yes.
No, this, that, or the other. He's the first Doctor, full stop. And he's the first one who did. I was just like, I was going back through like regeneration speeches and stuff, and it's like I remember post regeneration McCoy. I remember Tom Baker. I remember the Brigadier's reaction to Tom Baker turning up, but I can't remember many like regeneration ones. Most of the modern era people have their regeneration goodbyes. Peter Capaldi's got the best one. Yeah, he's got that line in there, which is it's something you just live by. Try to be nice, but whatever you do, do not fail to be kind. And that
do not fail to
and
be
it's
unkind.
Annoying. No, sorry.
Do not fail to. Do not fail to be kind.
Try to be nice, but never fail to be kind.
Yes, sorry, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
Unkind. It sounds like you're going to start slapping small children.
I thought he said never be unkind, but you might be right. Never fail to be kind.
To be kind.
Yeah.
And it's proper like kind of nice kind of thing, which I think is missing. But yeah, I like Doctor Who, and I'm going to miss him. But I've been missing it since Capaldi left. I'll be honest with you. I gave Whittaker a chance. I'll be honest with you. I was going to give Shooty Gatway a chance until he's fucking gob along with Russell T Davies, and we went, oh, I can see where this is going. Oh, this is going to be a car crash. I'm not going to watch it because it's not my kind of thing.
And it was.
So yeah.
But it was so obvious that it was going to fail. It was so obvious. Why do these people not learn from their mistakes? They just don't. They just don't. Anyway, let's talk to the people in the comments. Yo, people, lovely people.
So, Kate's been fucking going on. He's probably got the driest of mouths. Chuck gets a gold star this week.
Hey,
He
buddy.
was in numero uno. Right, so this is Disclosure Day, I'm imagining you're talking about. And the worst thing you can tell me about a film, and this is a fact, is that it's boring. And everyone said, this is boring.
That's why
I'm not
I was
gonna
going to go
watch
and see it. I was going to go and see it. And I've heard so many people say it that I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to enjoy this. I'll wait for it to come out. I'll save a little bit of money and not bother.
Okay.
So yeah.
Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Hang on a second. Hi, Steve.
Hiya, Steve.
So where are we? So at the moment, yeah, it's 007. Hopefully, holds to be true to its history, or we like to call it. What? So respect the source material. That was the phrase I'm looking for. That's what we want.
I am hoping that we are the start of people to start talking about, well, if you're going to do this to Stargate, what are you going to do to 007 and Bond? And if people start asking that questions, it might actually make them stand up and think. But you never know. I mean, I tell you what, if this movie bombs, it's going to be one to go into the history books. It'll be one of the loudest failures in history. And I tell you what, if it does fail, it might be a turning point, because they won't be able to ignore this. You see, at the moment, the BBC have ignored who? You know, no one's blaming Russell T Davies, even though he is. What will happen is Russell T Davies won't work again. And I think he probably won't. He'll be confined to Channel 4, and even then, I'm not sure Channel 4 are going to make any more series.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that Russell T... He certainly is never going to work internationally again. He will never work for Disney or anyone like that. He won't. They just can't actually come out and say, you fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just Chuck says, fuck it up and it's all over. Right now, I've lost interest in any 007 since I can't remember when. Yeah. Girls and gadgets, and yeah, Bond always gets the girls. He leaves the gadgets in the hotel room. Oh, sorry, I was too busy. Biffa, my prediction for the next James Bond is Jack Black with his love interest being Lizzo.
You do have a sense of humour, Biffa, even though it's a pessimistic one.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And then it's like kind of we got Ms. Q.
You can have a female Q. You can.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
it's
you
not.
can.
It's a
I mean, if it's
position.
somebody like what's her face from like the first few seasons of Green Arrow, that would work.
Sydney Sweeney.
No, Sydney Sweeney's got to be the Bond girl, not the tech girl. She's blonde. It won't work.
I think it might work. It might work with a weird subversion of expectations.
What, instead of him flirting with Miss Moneypenny, he flirts with Q.
He flirts with Q. It's like kind of. It's like I would love it because it would be like you could have it so he sees Miss Moneypenny and she's like, oh, and he looks, he's like dumbfounded for a moment. Oh, he met Q.
Do you know what? One of the only things I liked about the Daniel Craig eras was I actually quite liked the actor that played Q in that.
Yeah.
And I still love Judi Dench's M. I'm still a huge fan of Judi Dench's M. And you could do another. I mean, hey, Helen fucking Mirren's M would work. But yeah, it would.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep the elements of Bond and stop saying Bond audience because they don't exist. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, oh look, we Lesser spotted Nigel in the comments. Hello, Nigel.
Hey, bud.
I've got to call you after this. Hollywood woke is at war with their viewers. Yeah, and it's going to destroy them. And Nigel's got, I don't understand how some music get into positions where they make decisions like this to piss off so many people and keep their jobs. Yeah, that's the bit that makes me crazy.
This is the interesting thing, though, because this is the most normie one that I know of. And I just wonder what the next couple of weeks are going to be. Watch this space. Watch this space over the next couple of weeks. This is make or break for Amazon, I think.
Yeah. I'd call Amazon HR for crimes against Stargate. I think Michael Shanks already has done.
Yeah, there's loads of people emailing them. People are like, there's been loads of like Amazon trailers. You just keep seeing hashtag save Stargate in the comments. It's great. I mean, they really are mobilized. I generally, this is one of the bigger ones. The petition's over 100,000 now. This is one. There are enough people involved that have connections. So it's not like they can ignore this one. You know, they made the announcement on Gateworld, and Gateworld are very mobilized right now. There are people like there was a float parked outside Amazon Studios in a thing. There's a billboard right outside Amazon Studios going save Stargate. That's happened this week. People have paid for it. Like, you know, they can't ignore this. This is why I'm so flabbergasted that Amazon haven't said they haven't acknowledged anything. They've not put no statement out. How bad PR department do you have to have to not say anything? Anyway.
So, I'm just going through some of these. It's like back to 007 for a second. It's not just a hotel room. Could be a shuttle. It's just talking about what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to put... That's why. Because he wanted to put hashtag 007 shag anywhere.
True.
John Cleese was brilliant, but he was short-lived, unfortunately, which is annoying.
I'll give you
on
that.
live chat with filmmakers, they're embracing AI. Yuck. Sorry, not sorry. It depends what they're using AI for. If they're using AI for pre-visualization or to help them come up with a concept, that's fine. But I think when it comes to having something on screen, it needs to be crafted, if that makes any sense.
I agree with your sentiment here. The problem is, at the moment, AI can probably write people better than people can at the moment. Well, we know it. I mean, when we proved this a few years ago when AI wrote a better fucking treatment of Secret Wars than the TV series.
And it did it in like 30 seconds too, because it used it as a source material. So let's do. I haven't seen this. This is Ludwig season 2 first look.
It's very quick.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not 23 seconds. That'll do.
Hello, I'm John Taylor, puzzle consultant.
Crime scene consultant.
That does sound more like an actual job. That sounds good, doesn't it?
It already feels great.
I already feel warm and fuzzy just from watching that alone.
I really enjoyed the first season of Ludwig. I really did. It was really good.
I think it's because it's David Mitchell, and he's funny full stop.
Yeah, still the Mitchell and Webb thing when he's in an SS uniform. Wait a minute, are we the bad guys? I've seen that clip a million times, and I still laugh at it. Yeah,
it is.
And the other one where the other one, which to this day, you will not get. They will not get away with this with today's audience, which is a shame. But it still makes me laugh. Where David Mitchell is in a full burqa with the letterbox, and they're taking the piss out of it, and then the sketch ends, and like he goes to him, he goes, God, that we're going to get killed for this, and he takes it off, and he's fully black-faced, like proper minstrel, and he goes, "Nah, no one care."
No, it's not that. It's like, I just do it because I like it. All right. Let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah.
It's 2 Thursday. Is this the one where...
It's me, Jason. You know me. I came 4th in Big Brother 7 and then 3rd in Celebrity Big Brother 3 just 6 months later.
Hang on a second.
Where she's a mother and a homemaker.
What, a builder or a housewife?
Honestly, Jason.
Yeah, chemistry.
And here she is.
Oh, God.
Now, just before we get started, the burqa, is that...
That stays, obviously.
It's this bit.
I think it is.
David.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about that, actually.
Why?
Well, the whole burqa thing. I'm not sure we quite know what we're trying to say.
Do we have to be saying anything?
Well, no, but... I mean, aren't we just taking the piss out of people's sincerely held beliefs?
Well, maybe, but I think you can worry too much about this kind of thing. I mean, what's offensive to one person is just good, clean fun to do.
For the audio listeners, he was wearing a burqa, he's pulled his face up, and now he's got blackface.
I see you've started blacking up again. Was that because you were playing an Asian woman?
No, I just like it.
Right.
It's more me.
Okay. Don't you think people
It's so offensive. It's brilliant. I'm not sure for our American audiences whether you'll find it as funny as me.
There, yeah, yes.
Oh dear. It's that in the German one. It's that in the SS one. Hang on a minute. Are we the bad guys?
Keith, you'll go back through it, and you'll find that all really funny.
Yeah.
You'll go back through them, and you'll go, oh my god, I miss comedy like this. Like the one with the cheese robot, where
Yes.
it's a robot, and all it can do is tell the difference between cheese and petrol. Yeah, and it's just like, why would you have a robot that can only tell what cheese is, or cheese or petrol? It took us hilariously wrong. But yeah, not many trailers out, and that's because all the game trailers were out this week. And there's one that I'm interested in because it was one of the greatest horror games ever made, and the AI for the main creature is still talked about to this day in video essays.
Sega. Sorry.
やってくれたわね。大きな損失よ。こんな失態を見逃す会社ではないの。これは最後のチャンス。Do you understand? Yes. I understand.
So the creature in the game properly hunt you, and it is totally unpredictable. Yeah, and there are videos where they go into the logic of how they made it up, how they have this monitor, so they try and stress you out to a point and then give you a break, and then stress you out to another point and give you a break. And this was just done without actual AI. Now we've got AI. Shit, what was that thing? What is it going to be like? It was great. So I'll give you an example. So you can hide in lockers in the game, yeah, and you can throw these thing called noisemakers in the game. So if you hid too many times in a locker, the creature would learn that you'd hide in lockers and start tearing open the lockers to get you. If you used a thing called a noisemaker to distract it, after a while it would start ignoring the noisemakers, because it would look at the noisemaker and then try and work out where it was thrown from. It had like 3 cones of vision. It had like long vision. It had like close range vision. So if you're like down towards it, and when I played it on the PlayStation 4, you had the option to have the PlayStation camera respond to sound. So I'll give you an example. I got killed by the pizza delivery guy. So I was playing it, I ordered pizza, and he rang the doorbell, and the doorbell went off, and it triggered the sound on the camera. And the alien went, "There you are!" And I went, "Fuck!" And it killed me. Yeah. And another time it went off, a phone went off, and I was hiding under a table, and the phone went off in real life, and then the thing looked at me under the table, and I was with my brother at the time, and he went, "Oh, fuck me, that's a bit too bloody real for my liking." Given that, I think if they do it the same love that they did for the first one, it's going to be good. And it should be canon, and it's much better than any of the fucking films that have been made. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And there's a good few twists in the first one. The best twist in the first one is that you get down into the guts of this station called Sevastopol, and you find out the following: there isn't one alien, there's more than one. And that's when you go.
I hope for your sake that it is. But with the way modern games have been recently, I hope to God that it isn't affected by what a load of the other games are. I know there's light on the end of that as well, that some people in the video games market have had the realization that shall we say that, again, putting all this stuff into your video games is not what people want, because they play video games to escape the world.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I think what this whole thing stems from is they believe that they're people's moral betters, where they're not. They're horrible. Most of the people who scold people like this are morally bigoted. And they are the worst scum in history, and they hide behind virtue to so they can push their disgusting fucking attitudes and behaviors. And I'll be honest with you, most of them are racist, most of them sexist, most of them are the things that they accuse people of. And we need to remember that when you hear people talk about this, that, and the other, is because they have prejudged you. And that prejudice is terrible. So yes. Anywho, I watched He-Man this week on Monday.
Yeah, I'm waiting for your. What did you think of it, Gareth?
I thought you'd never ask. It was a fun, entertaining film.
Yeah.
It had a few politics in there, but probably stuff that you wouldn't notice, and it's the bad dad trope more than anything else. Outside that, there was everything else kind of felt like it was there. It was harmless fun. I'm glad they didn't put Orko in it too much, because I
actually thought him at the end was funny more than it was. Yeah, I agree with you. But I thought him being in it at the end was funny. Did you watch all 3 of the end scenes?
I watched 2 of them because I don't do post-credit scenes now.
The other one was Skeletor. So he's not dead.
So he's not dead.
Yeah, so you get She-Ra in the middle, And then you get Skeletor's laugh, and you basically get Evil Lynn, coming and finding the skull of Skeletor, and then you hear Skeletor's laugh. I thought it was funny. I don't quite understand that some of the anger that it's received from like certain areas of YouTube, shall we say?
I didn't get that either. And
it's not as woke as you're making it out to be. And the problem is when you're shouting and screaming this, you're not doing yourself any favors when the real woke movies are out there, like Doctor Who. Because trust me, the way you reacted, it was like you were watching an episode of Doctor Who and not He-Man. I mean, He-Man was always a little bit camp. You only have to look at his hairstyle. He-Man was a cartoon that didn't have a huge amount of mythology behind it. It was a cartoon created to sell toys and teach morals to kids. Which is why Wilco was at the end of every episode go, "What did we learn this week, kids?" Which is why I found it funny that he was at the end. I don't think we're going to get another one, but I enjoyed it. I kind of had a little bit of fun in the cinema, and it made me laugh, and not all the jokes landed, but when they did land, they were funny.
I
actually, because his whole HR consultant thing, I felt that they were taking the piss out of that rather than celebrating it. I mean, they made that his boss so obnoxiously stupid that they weren't being serious there. They weren't saying this is a good thing. They were taking the piss. Where was the woke?
Yeah, it was. It was the bit was the bit that I would have deemed is the bad dad thing. So he had his father, who didn't quite engage with him the way we wanted, and we didn't get to see it the way that I think they were trying to put it across. And then Duncan Man at Arms. I think it just missed the mark. I would say it just missed the mark. Because it felt like you were trying to do it, but it didn't come across that way. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure that. Yeah, but I'm not sure that was a woke thing. More of a trope.
No, the bad dad thing's a woke thing. Because everyone in Hollywood struggles with their fathers for some reason. They've all got daddy issues. I don't know why. It's annoying as all hell. But hey ho. So you got that. You had that, and then you had the Duncan Man at Arms thing where he was clearly masculine. Yeah, he was clearly kind of I take the bad guys out sort of thing, and they just showed him as an abject failure, which was kind of that. Apart from that, it was good. It was good. The way the guy reacted to stuff, I quite enjoyed. It was just they did the fish out of water thing to try and help us, the audience, kind of come in with it. So where people kind of complain about it. No, that this was to try and get an audience in, and try and get us kind of involved with it. And I kind of appreciate that because it was kind of written towards that, and having the kind of male perspective in that, where it's like kind of, well, it's you got to do these things and these things and these things, and he's like, I just want to look after I want to get my sword. Can I go get my sword so I can fuck off home? I love the thing with the spaceship where she's parked the spaceship in the middle of nowhere. She's expecting to go up the top of a building and go from the top of the building, and she's just literally in the middle of the park. And she's nailing it. I don't fucking care where I park my spaceship. I parked it there. That's it. Job done. And I thought that was brilliant. I really love that with the hey, it's just like, because we have an expectation. He has an expectation. She doesn't give a shit. I like that. That made me smile.
Yeah. No, I'll give you that. I had fun in the cinema. I came out thinking, yeah, that was fun. But go on, carry on. Sorry.
I was going to say just about being kind of entertained that, and it's like kind of the thing where it's like kind of we'll work together and all that thing, all the stuff, and then the laugh at the end, where they're all just standing in a circle laughing. I was like, kind of, I get it. I get exactly where that joke's coming from, and it was like, kind of, dude, it kind of it's a bit painful now, in regards to what's happened, but it was well worth the watch. It was. I walked out. I was very happy, very satisfied.
Yeah, I was the same. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I very much had the same opinion. I actually, it's funny how this one has failed. Yet most of the people on YouTube have gone, yeah, it was all right. There are a few that will always violently dislike it. I can't quite understand why, but okay. I can't quite understand how many people are so passionately devoted. I don't know. Okay, look, you're allowed to be a fan and you're allowed to be passionate about your thing, so I respect that, but I don't think this movie was as woke as people made out. I do think it was a bit tongue-in-cheek. I'm not sure how you make a serious Masters of the Universe film in this day and age, and people take it that way.
It's I like the bit with Dolph Lundgren.
That was funny,
and it was when I saw him, I was like, Dolph Lundgren. I like Dolph Lundgren, which is cool. So yeah,
it was a nod to the original film, and again, I thought that was kind of well done. I enjoyed it. I think it did what it was meant to do. I don't think it should have taken itself too seriously, and it didn't. I can understand why some people might be slightly offended by that, but have you watched He-Man 1980 recently, and do you honestly think you could do anything else in this day and age? I mean, the haircut.
Yeah,
it's kind of like them doing Captain Planet now. Could that be done? It can't be done seriously. It's not like, I mean, Thundercats could be done more seriously than this. He-Man was always a bit more tongue-in-cheek. He-Man was always a bit more tongue-in-cheek. And yeah, look, I like the movie. So yeah, I am gutted that it has not done so well. I think more people should go and see it, because I think you'll enjoy it. And that's a rarity these days in the cinema. So when there's a good film in the cinema, go watch it. Support it in the cinema. I think we've had a couple of good movies this year, but I enjoyed that. I think my next trip to the cinema will be less enjoyable, but I think I've got to go this time around because I've got to see it.
What's this?
Supergirl's next.
It's funny that I probably want to watch Supergirl more than Disclosure Day, because if Supergirl's bad, we've got something to talk about.
Yeah, Disclosure Day.
Weird thing. Disclosure Day just sounds boring.
I've heard different things, but some people have compared it to X-Files and things like that. And there's a Lego's X-Files set coming out, and I think it's Mulder's office with like the poster above the office. And if that's true, I've got to own that.
Oh,
and I said no more Lego after the Enterprise, but
apparently in X-Files, the UFO in that picture in certain seasons starts getting closer.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And then someone just took screenshots of it, and you can see it getting bigger in each one of the fucking posters. I was like, oh, okay, that's a real subtle thing. It's like kind of maybe.
I had that poster for a while as well, but I'll have to have that Lego set. But it won't be it's one of the Lego Ideas ones, and it isn't that big, so I can justify it and fit it in somewhere. I've run out of space. I had to reorganise the room just to fit the bloody Enterprise in. And at the moment, the poor old X-Wing's been regulated to on the floor down there because I haven't got space for it.
I just need to do one thing, right?
What?
Nigel knows why. I know why Evil Lynn is funny. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason that Evil Lynn is funny is because we know someone who we call Evil Lynn. Guess who I went to watch this? Guess who I went to watch it with?
Her ex. Did he by any chance appreciate it?
No, because he was like, we called her Evil Lynn for years, and it was like, I thought you were joking. No, Evil Lynn. It's an accurate description. She's Lynn and evil.
Yeah.
I recognise Nicholas Lizine. Oh, I can't remember, from a movie on Netflix with Anne Hathaway. He plays He-Man. He was
good in this. He was good. And I liked the scene with him and Dolph Lundgren. Actually, I thought that was quite a neat little handover. It was a fun film at the cinema. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't anything else. But you go to I didn't feel like I'd wasted 2 hours or I'd been wasted my money.
It is. I would describe it as a step up from Godzilla, Big Monkey Punks Big Lizard, or Fast and the Furious. What can I do with my Matchbox cast today? Featuring Vin Diesel and his family. But yeah, it's when I do the Fast and the Furious Godzilla crossover. That's when I'll get annoyed at that. Why did you cross those ones over? Ugh. But hey ho, I think we should park it there. We've done quite a lot this week.
Yes.
And, it's time to say that.
Hashtag save Stargate. Just want to get that out there again, just in case, if you haven't already and you did like Stargate or Stargate Atlantis, you're a fan of Rodney McKay like me and the man here, go and check out the change.org petition and please sign it. If you're a fan of anything, go sign this. Because this isn't just about Stargate. This is about how movie studios treat fandom. And it's time for the fandoms of the things that we love to speak up. Because it's important. It's more important than you know. It's important. And I can't put into words how important I think it is, especially in this day and age. Fandom and being passionate about things that you love, it's really fucking important. So this isn't just about one show. This is about standing up to Hollywood. Thank you. Hashtag save Stargate.
And on that note, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. Have a good one. Bye-bye!